Let's go to New York, where calls for answers and accountability get only louder by the minute after police say a man set a sleeping woman on fire and then watched her burn to death aboard that New York City subway train. Horrible story there. Still, no identification for the victim, but people are feeling for her humanity lost. Medical examiners now trying to use DNA to figure out who this woman was. Yesterday, these activists gathered on a train platform. They knelt in prayer in Coney Island, calling her death a systemic failure.
The slogan in this city is, if you see something, say something. But no one said nothing. No one did nothing. They just watched this young lady burn on fire alive. Her life mattered. And we believe that we can do something. Thank God they caught the person that did this. But it's not just the person's fault, it's the system's fault. The system failed. The death of this young lady is on the hands of the mayor. It's on the hands of the governor. Because they're supposed to be providing resources. Millions of New Yorkers ride the train every day. So we need answers.
Her life mattered. That really lands it, does it not? Let's bring in CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson. Jessica, let's talk about those calls for justice in the form of the grand jury. What can you tell us about the charges?
So New York State is going to bring the most serious charges that you could bring, murder and also arson. The mayor's obviously taking this very seriously because part of taking this seriously is you and I are talking about this case. It's a high profile case. He wants to send a message that this will not be tolerated. I should be clear that the DA does not answer to the mayor, so the charges are separate and apart from any decision that the mayor could make. But the reason I bring up the mayor in part is we know there has been discussions between the mayor and the Department of Homeland Security as to whether or not there's the option of federal charges as well. Now, federal charges would likely include arson charges. If they are available, they would carry a lesser maximum sentence than state murder and arson. But I think it's part of sending a message that New York will cooperate with the federal government. And again, this type of conduct simply cannot be tolerated for obvious reasons.
It's interesting to me as we talk about federal charges, the potentiality of federal charges in this case, also to see New York cooperating at the same time with the person who is accused of shooting the United Healthcare CEO. Interesting to see that these are going to be strong messages when you come into New York to obey the laws, not only locally, state, but also federally as well. Jessica, while I have you, got to ask you about those lawsuits claiming that Jay-Z and Sean Combs raped a woman when she was 13. Now, the accused wants to stay out of the public limelight, does not want to have her name mentioned. So far, a judge is saying, okay, we'll grant that. But this seems to be a trend now with these accusers relative to wanting to keep their names out of the press. What are you seeing there where that's concerned?
I'm seeing what you're seeing. I think you're exactly right to say so far, because the judge in the decision made it fairly clear that at this point, this early in the case, the accuser can still remain anonymous. And the court went through about 7 different factors here and said that on balance, the factors weighed in favor of anonymity at this point. What type of factors are we talking about? The sensitive nature of the allegations. I think it goes without saying that these allegations of, even though it's a civil case, rape of a minor, highly sensitive. Whether or not there's the possibility of retribution by the person who you are accusing. I think part of what went into the judge's decision is how aggressively Jay-Z's attorneys have attacked these allegations. And then also the plaintiff herself, the plaintiff's vulnerability, the plaintiff's mental state. Those are the 3 factors that I saw in the judge's decision weighing very favorably. And again, Reed, to emphasize at this point, I think it is possible that later the name of the accuser might become public.
CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson, thank you so much. We hope you have a good day.